If you want to become a great athlete, then you need to face hardship and setbacks. But I know it from my own experience that the key to go through them is discipline. Let me tell you my story. A few years ago, I used to play for a football team, and there I was a proper starter. But there was one problem. We almost lost all of our matches, which was a bit disappointing for me at the time. At the time, I went to about 3 to 2 practices every single week, and after the losses, I felt like it was just a waste of time. So at the time I started to play video games. Because of my addiction, I rather played video games than went to football practice. Eventually, I completely gave up football because I felt like it is not for me. So instead of practices, I played video games the whole day. I was completely addicted to them. And thinking back, it was quite bad for me. My mental health was so much worse than before. And at the time I missed football. So almost 1 year later, after giving up football completely, I started to train in my garden. This turned to me training every single day. And I have decided to go to a better football team at my area. So I went to my first practice, and honestly I was shit compared to the other kids. I used to be so jealous of them because they were really good, but I knew that if I work really hard, then I will be able to play as well as them. So I played football every day, even when I didn't have any practices. I still played football in my garden, but it was hard. After a year, I still was one of the worst football player in my team, and I didn't even start at one game, so it was hard. I played like 10 minutes in every game, but I knew if I work hard enough, I will be able to start. Sometimes I heard my teammates complain about how bad I play, but this time I knew that I can't give up. I just work harder and harder and try to improve myself. And after 2 years joining the team, I became a starting player. So I was really happy. And this was all because of my discipline. After that, I became the captain of my football team for some games. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to become more disciplined and how to achieve your goals with that. First is that you need a specific goal to have motivation. So this was for me to become a starting player and to score 5 goals in that season. I wrote it down on a paper and sticked it on my wall, that it became reality. And what's crazy about it, I actually scored 7 goals and I was a starting player. So it is very important to have a specific goal to work on. And believe me, if you have these goals and you think about it every day, then you are going to achieve it. You just need to work hard enough for it and keep in mind what you want. So my advice is write down your goals on a paper. This could be like 2 or 3 things and stick it on your wall to see it every day. This way you are going to know why you are working so hard and you will have more motivation to work hard. Number 2, be patient about your progress. I know that most of you want quick progress, but this is not how it works. You have to train hard for months or even years to see progress, which is sometimes a bit saddening. Sometimes you will have better times and you perform really good, and sometimes you will feel like this is not for you. But keep in mind that sports are like rolling coasters. Sometimes you are down and sometimes you are up. So if you keep training for years, then you are going to be a really good athlete. Believe me. And just don't give up. This is your main goal now. Number 3, don't let your emotions dictate your work. Sometimes you will don't feel like training. This is the time when you want to remind yourself about your goals and do the work anyways. And try to remember that this is the time when you gain the advantage. Because if you let your emotions dictate your work, then you are going to let your competition gain advantage on these times. So just do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. Back then when I started, my friends used to tell me that it is not worth it. I'm not going to be any better than before, that I shouldn't waste my time on football. But thank God I didn't listen to them. I became a pretty okay football player. These are the people that you don't want to be friends with, because they don't really want to see you succeed. So cut them off if you can. And number 5, stop overthinking. Maybe this is another topic, but you don't want to focus on your mistakes. When you play sports, you are going to make mistakes. My advice is not to remind yourself of that mistake. When you make a mistake, don't even think about it, just go forward and forget it. And even better if you start to think instead that you are a really good athlete. And this is going to boost your confidence. And this way, you're not going to give up that easy. And the bonus tip is watch some motivational video for you. I don't mean motivational Sigma gay edits. Instead, I used to watch my favorite athlete. So for example, I used to watch highlights from Cristiano Ronaldo, and this was my motivation before practices. So try it out. So guys, don't give up. Have goals in your mind to keep working hard. Be patient about your progress. Don't let your emotions dictate your work. Don't listen to your haters, and stop overthinking. This was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.